Welcome to our technical analysis deep dive on HIMS and HersHealth, Inc., ticker HIMS. As of October 19, 2025, HIMS is a telehealth platform specializing in wellness and personal care. The stock has recently experienced significant volatility, peaking at an all-time high before a sharp correction. In this video, we'll break down the technical signals, key price levels, and what they might mean for traders and investors. We'll also touch on the broader trends in telehealth and the unique factors driving HIMS' recent moves. Let's start by setting the stage with a quick overview of the company's recent price action. HIMS reached an all-time high of $65.30 on October 15, 2025, fueled by explosive subscriber growth and demand for GLP-1 products. However, the stock quickly reversed, dropping nearly 24% over the next two sessions as profit-taking and high trading volume took hold. Despite this pullback, HIMS remains up about 32% from its September lows, showing resilience but also vulnerability near recent highs. This rapid reversal highlights the importance of understanding both momentum and support levels in volatile markets. Currently, HIMS trades at $49.78, with a daily return of minus 1.82%. The 52-week range spans from around $10 to $72.98, placing the stock at about 68% of its yearly range after the recent correction. Key technical levels include a pivot at $49.98, support at $48.98, and resistance between $50.65 and $56.32. These levels are crucial for traders watching for potential rebounds or further declines, especially as the stock consolidates after its sharp move. Short-term moving averages paint a bearish picture for HIMS. The current price sits below the 5-day and 20-day simple and exponential moving averages, indicating a breakdown after the recent rally. However, the price remains above the longer-term 200-day average, suggesting that the broader uptrend is still intact. The moving average alignment score reflects the short-term weakness, but the longer-term trend could provide a floor if selling pressure eases. Adaptive moving averages like the T310 and DEMA14 are currently acting as overhead resistance for HIMS. Reclaiming the 20-day EMA, which sits at $55.43, is seen as critical for the stock to stabilize and potentially resume its upward momentum. Until then, the technical setup suggests caution, with traders watching for signs of a reversal or further breakdown. Momentum indicators show HIMS in an oversold state. The Relative Strength Index, RSI, is at 43.43 below the neutral 50 mark, while the stock RSI-K is at an extreme oversold reading of 0. The MACD histogram is negative, confirming the recent fade in momentum. These readings suggest that while the stock is under pressure, it may be primed for a technical bounce if buyers step in at support. Williams %RAT and the Commodity Channel Index, CCI, at minus 146.44 both indicate oversold conditions for HIMS. These extremes often precede short-term rebounds, especially when combined with other technical signals. However, traders should remain cautious as oversold readings can persist in strong downtrends. Monitoring for confirmation of a reversal is key before taking action. Momentum score for HIMS stands at 46.71, reflecting moderate weakness in the short term. The rate of change ROC over 14 days is sharply negative at minus 15.8%, highlighting the recent pullback. Despite this, the positive TRX10 reading suggests some underlying strength remains. Overall, momentum signals are mixed, with short-term weakness offset by potential for a rebound if conditions improve. Trend strength for HIMS is currently weak, with an ADX reading of 13.29, well below the 25 threshold that signals a strong trend. The Arun oscillator is negative, and the Bollinger Band position is below the lower band, suggesting oversold conditions and potential for a volatility squeeze. The ATR14 indicates daily price swings of about $4.60, while the NATR14 shows volatility has spiked recently. Volume has surged for HIMS, with trading on October 17 reaching 74.6 million shares, more than double the 3-month average. This spike in volume confirms the downside move, as heavy selling pressure accompanied the price drop. The on-balance volume OBV remains positive overall, but the negative check-in money flow suggests distribution. The Money Flow Index MFI is low, indicating undervalued flow and possible accumulation at lower prices. Volume Weighted Average Price, VWAP, for HIMS sits at $36, well below the current price, highlighting long-term strength and liquidity in the stock. The dollar volume on peak days reached $3.71 billion, confirming high liquidity and institutional interest. Volume growth ratios further validate the significance of recent moves, making VWAP a key reference for long-term investors. While explicit linear regression data isn't provided, the positive slope inferred from moving averages suggests a long-term uptrend for HIMS. Projections indicate stabilization near the $50.65 level, which aligns with the lower Bollinger Band. However, if the stock breaks below the $48.98 support, downside risk increases toward the 200-day moving average at $45.32. These levels are critical for both short-term traders and long-term investors. The next 1 to 2 weeks, the technical setup for HIMS favors a buy-on-oversold approach. Williams %R, CCI, and the breach of the lower Bollinger Band all point to a potential bounce toward $50.65. Entry near the $48.98 support is suggested, with a stop loss below the 200-day moving average at $45.32. This strategy aims to capture a short-term rebound while managing downside risk. Looking out 1 to 3 months, the outlook for HIMS is neutral. The stock's position at 68% of its 52-week range supports the possibility of a move back toward the $72.98 high if the trend strengthens and the ADX rises above 20. However, fatting momentum and the risk of a retest of the $42.18 level from August remain concerns. Monitoring trends' strength and volume will be essential for medium-term positioning. The risks for HIMS include the potential for a deeper correction to $41.53, which was the September low, especially if selling volume remains elevated. Additional risks stem from increased competition in the telehealth space and ongoing regulatory scrutiny. These factors could impact both technical and fundamental outlooks, so it's important to stay alert to news and volume trends. Overall technical score for HIMS stands at 45.12, reflecting a neutral to bearish tilt. Momentum with a score of 46.71 anchors this assessment. Oversold conditions help offset the short-term bearish alignment of moving averages, creating a mixed but potentially opportunistic setup for nimble traders. Major driver for HIMS' recent surge has been the explosive demand for GLP-1 medications, which are used for weight management and metabolic health. This trend has attracted significant attention from both investors and consumers, positioning HIMS as a key player in the telehealth prescription space. Sustained demand for GLP-1 could support future growth, but also brings regulatory and competitive risks. Beyond the technicals, HIMS fundamentals are pivotal. The company has shown strong subscriber growth, driven by its telehealth model and expanding product offerings. Margins from GLP-1 and other wellness products are crucial for profitability. Investors should monitor earnings reports, customer acquisition trends, and regulatory updates to gauge the sustainability of recent gains. Telehealth industry is rapidly evolving, with increased adoption driven by convenience and changing healthcare preferences. HIMS competes with both established healthcare providers and new digital entrants. Regulatory changes and reimbursement policies can have a significant impact on the sector, making it important for investors to stay informed about industry trends and policy shifts. Summary: HIMS is at a technical crossroads. Oversold signals and strong volume suggest a potential short-term bounce, but bearish moving averages and trend weakness warrant caution. Key levels to watch are $48.98 for support and $50.65 for resistance. Longer term, the stock's fundamentals and industry trends will play a decisive role. Stay tuned to both technical and fundamental developments for the best perspective. Thanks for joining this in-depth look at HIMS' technical and fundamental landscape. The stock's recent volatility underscores the importance of a disciplined approach, blending technical signals with an understanding of industry dynamics and company fundamentals. Whether you're trading short-term bounces or investing for the long haul, keeping an eye on both charts and company news will help you navigate the path ahead. Good luck and stay informed.